Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you guys my Angel Feather Stride deck profile for October 2015. Probably one of the most hyped up decks I was for building when set GB204 came out. Finally finished it to my liking, so I thought I'd give you guys the deck profile. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. For the Stride Zone, I run 4 Holy Seraph Raphael. Probably one of the most simple strides out there. You flip a copy of herself over once per turn, and if you have 2 or more face-up cards in your G-Zone, you heal 1 damage. It's very simple. You don't have to have more damage than your opponent. You can have less, and you simply heal. It's a great, defensive stride. You stride, so you have great Vanguard attack pressure. Just an overall great card to use. And I also run 2 Holy Seraph Raziel. He pretty much, you Soul Blast 2 when he's placed to heal all your damage. So it's great for cards that stack power, like Million Ray Pegasus, because after you heal the damage, you put the same amount from your deck pretty much into your damage zone. So like I said, if you're late game, have a lot of damage, Raziel really helps out because, put 4 back, put 4 into the damage zone, stack up some pretty big numbers, whether you use Nurse of Broken Heart or Million Ray Pegasus. Overall, great card to go into late game. And I also run 2 Holy Seraph Uriel. She's the one that has Vanguard hit pressure. Basically, you check top 3, place 1 into your damage, then call a grade 2 or less from your damage zone to rear. So it's Vanguard hit pressure, which is always good to have early game for strides. And now we'll move on to the main deck. I run 4 Black Shiver Gabrielle. Your main break stride unit of the deck, when you stride over her, you counterblast 1 to check the top 3 cards of your deck, search for 1 card from them, put it into your damage zone, then choose something from the damage zone and call it to rear. So you get rear guard consistency, plus, maybe needed cards in your damage zone that you can add back later, because there are lots of cards in this deck that let you swap in and out from your damage zone. And I also run 4 Healing Palace Mobile Ward. I like this card basically because of rearguard pressure. It works on Vanguard or rearguard. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, look at 3 cards from the top of your deck, search for a card from among them, put into your damage zone, and then choose a face-up card from your damage zone, call it to rear. So you can get, needed boosters, rearguard attacks with this card if you don't want to, use up your hand too much and save it for defense. And now moving on to grade 2s, I run 4 Nurse of Broken Heart. It's a GB1 effect. When your card is put into your damage zone, choose one of your Vanguards, and that unit and this unit both get plus 2,000. So if you have this unit and another one on rearguard, and you have Gabrielle, every time you take a damage, you'll be adding 6,000 power to your Gabrielle, which really stacks up good, because you can guard with a 5k against an attack that's like 18,000 or 19,000, and the damage will stack up if you use the card called Nochiel, but we'll get to that later on. I also run 2 Million Ray Pegasus, just another stacking power card. It's not a gen break, so good, early game as a ride target. And I also run 2 Dreamlight Unicorn. This card is pretty much a card that lets you heal damage for a counterblast to 1. But when it leaves the field, you take a damage. Another great defensive card to use with Raphael. The only bad thing is, when it leaves the field, you take the damage, but it has resist. So one of the things I like to do is call it in the back row. So it's pretty much untouchable by most target effects. So you can, play that game unless your opponent has an effect that, targets all the cards on the field. That's the only time you need to worry. But play around that strategy with this card if you do face decks like that. And I also play 3 Black Slice Harut. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if it's boosted, you may pay the cost. If you do, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, search for 1 card from among them, put them into the damage zone face up, put the rest on the bottom of the deck, and choose a face up 1 and call it to rear. So just like the Hospital, it's a rear guard fill up ability. Only top 2 though, but still, you're working with your damage zone, so you'll have plenty of options to go for. And then now for grade 1s, I run 4 of the Unflip PG. Black Record is Raphael. Pretty standard, Unflip PG, you do counterblast a lot in this deck. If you don't go for Raziel, which unflips all your damage, you want other methods to flip up your damage. And 4 of the Stride Enabler, Black Call Nakir. Pretty standard staple for a Stride deck. And I'm also running 4 Battle Cupid Nochiel. Basically, this card, you choose an Angel Feather from your hand, put it into your damage zone. When this unit is placed on guard, if you have an Angel Feather Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose a card from your damage zone, put it into your hand. So if you guard Gabrielle with this card and you have the field, like I stated earlier, you switch the damage swap, which will add 6,000 power in addition to Gabrielle, along with the 5k guard. She'll be at 22, which is a very, high number. So, if you didn't want to guard for a 10k, just throw this down. You can do the damage swap like you needed, and the numbers will stack up for both your rear guards and your front row. And I also run 2,000 Ray Pegasus, just another damage booster. Great for a booster, especially for the hospital unit, so you have a more, unguardable attack on your rear guard. And then for grade zeros, I run 1 Black Candle Azrael. It's a damage swap card, except instead of calling it to field, you add it to hand, which is very nice. And I'm running 8 crit, so I'm running 4 critical hit angels, 4 Hotshot Celestial. Like I said, the 8 crit is just a pressure play. Some people prefer stands to the draws in this deck. I also run 4 of the Sunny Smile Angel. Just recyclable heal, always great to have triggers with effects. And 4 Fever Therapy Nurse. Like I said, people like to run the new stand, so if you want, you could swap out this for the stand. It all depends on your player preference. But yeah, that's it for the deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and Kira, Qualia out.